So you've made the decision that you want to build a home gym, but you don't know where to start. Don't worry, because in this video, we're gonna tell you everything that you need to know to get working out from home on a budget. What's going on, guys? My name is Corbin with Home Gyms Canada. Let's get started. In this video, we are going to show you the process behind selecting equipment, ordering it, buying it, and actually taking a look at it here in the gym. So backing up just a little bit, you will see that I am in the new squat rack for our budget home gym. We have the bar here in front of me and we have some plates as well. These are going to be the essential pieces to our home gym and is going to provide an excellent foundation to then build off of into the future. All right, with that said, we are now going to take an in-depth look at the equipment that we have here in front of me, and I'm going to tell you a few things to consider when trying to select equipment for your home gym. To kick off our home gym, you are going to need some sort of squat rack. A squat rack is going to provide you a safe space to lift weights, which is really important because we actually did a poll on our Instagram and over 90% of you are working out in a home gym alone, making a squat rack essential for you in your home gym. I would recommend something that is at least 2 inches by 3 inches or the more common 3-inch by 3-inch rack. And I would also recommend sticking to around 11 gauge steel if possible. I see a lot of the stuff on Amazon being 14 gauge or less, and I would try to avoid that as much as possible. The one that we have here today is a 2-inch by 3-inch rack, and it is that 11 gauge steel, which is going to provide us a nice space to lift weights. The squat rack that we have chose here today is the XS1 squat stand from IronAx Fitness. The reason we went with this one is because it saves a lot of space being a squat stand and it fits into our budget home gym very nicely. A few of the features I specifically like about this rack is the laser cut numbers along the uprights to help you when placing your J-cups. And I also really like the fact that you have the west side hole spacing through the benching areas for a much more precise J-cup placement. I think these really small yet effective features is what sets this squat stand apart from others in this price point. One thing to keep in mind, however, if you are going with a squat stand, is that a couple times when I was using this and benching at a more heavy weight, I noticed a lot of rack movement when unracking and re-racking the weights. Just something to consider if you think that you're gonna be lifting quite a bit of weight in your home gym. One way to counteract this is obviously to drill into the flooring, which is not what a lot of people want to do, especially in a home gym environment. A more cost-effective and realistic approach would be to get 2 weight pegs to put on the bottom of your squat stand. And this is going to allow you to store your spare weights when you're not using them, while also weighing down your squat rack and keeping it more stable when lifting. This was the XS1 squat stand from IronAx Fitness. It comes in at $299, and I think it adds a pretty decent value to our home gym. I think that it has a lot of awesome features that most squat stands in this price point don't have. And again, it's gonna save you a lot of space while saving you a buck or two as well. Now, the next piece of equipment that we're gonna be getting for our budget home gym is a bench. Now, the reason a bench is important is because it's going to unlock a variety of essential exercises like any kind of pressing or some rowing variations as well. I think a lot of people think they can skimp out when buying a bench, but I disagree. I think buying a decent one off the get-go will provide you less problems in the future. There is some okay stuff on Amazon, and ironically enough, one that you might want to consider for your budget home gym is the Amazon Basics flat bench. We actually did a review on this bench and came to realize that it offers a lot of value for you in your home gym, and it comes in at an unbelievable price as well. With that said, the one that we are going to go with for our home gym today is the XB1 flat bench from, again, IronAx Fitness. I think that this bench offers a lot of value to a home gym and has some awesome features that most benches in this price point don't have. Something that I really like about this bench is the material that they're using for the pad. It is a very grippy material and is going to give you a solid spot to lift off of and is going to ensure no unwanted movement. The other thing I like about this bench is it's relatively heavy duty and doesn't budge while in use. With that said, it is very lightweight and easy to maneuver, which is something to consider in a home gym environment. This was the IronAx XB1 flat bench, and it comes in at $199, which is an excellent value and is going to fit perfectly within our budget home gym. I will also mention that this bench has a big brother, if you will. The XFID flat bench from IronAx Fitness comes in at $349 and is going to unlock that incline-decline feature. If that's something that you prioritize and you can see yourself using that a lot, this might be something you want to consider for your budget home gym. It's time to add debatably the most important piece to our home gym, and that is going to be a barbell. A barbell is a tool that connects you directly to the weights, and from my experiences in building and buying home gym equipment, the barbell has always been my favorite, as I'm sure you can tell from our collection here. When buying barbells, there are a few things you want to keep in mind. The first being the weight and the length of the bar. A standard Olympic barbell, which I recommend for most people, is going to be 7.2 feet long and is going to come in at 45 pounds. Now there are several different types of bars. We have powerlifting bars, weightlifting bars, specialty bars, women's bars, but I recommend getting the one that aligns with your programming and your style of training best. There are several decent barbell options on Amazon. I'm seeing a lot from Synergy Fitness, which, if you don't know, is another good company out of Canada. But I think it's worth spending, maybe $50 to $100 more than the cheapest options, because I think at this price point, a little money actually goes a long way. The barbell that we ended up going with is the XB1 from IronAx Fitness. I think this barbell comes in at an excellent price point, and similar to the bench and the squat rack, has some pretty decent features that barbells at this price point might be missing out on. One reason that I think this bar would be good for your home gym is because it is a multi-purpose barbell like we talked about earlier, meaning it does have the two Olympic and powerlifting knurl marks here on the side. Another feature that I like about this barbell is the matte black coating. It doesn't seem super high quality, but you can't expect that from a bar at this price point. I think that getting a coating on your bar is going to protect against corrosion, which is something that you should consider in your home gym. In my experience with having a home gym in Canada here and maintaining bars and buying bars, I've gotten the best results with my stainless and Cerakote options. I think that those are the two best finishes if you're looking for the best one to avoid corrosion. Again, this was the XB1 from IronAx Fitness. It comes in at $199, offers a pretty sweet value. I think that there might be other companies out there that might be worth looking at, something like Synergy Fitness or even something like Bells of Steel as well. But for the sake of ordering everything from the same spot and having pretty decent value in this barbell here, we went with the IronAx XB1 barbell. So you have the squat rack, you have the barbell, you have the bench. All we need now is the weights. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky to compare and to talk about all the options that we as Canadians have available to us. We actually have an entire video that goes over the process of buying bumper plates in Canada, and we talk about all the options that we have. So if you're interested in buying bumper plates, you might want to check out that video. So for a multi-purpose gym and for our budget home gym, we are going to go with the bumper plate. That makes the most sense that you could use it for stuff like deadlifting or any other Olympic style movement. And just knowing the fact that it's going to be in a home, it is nice to know that these plates are coated in rubber and meant to be in contact with other surfaces. For our budget home gym, we are going to be going with the bumper plate that I just most recently picked up, and that is the DBC bumper plates from Bells of Steel. These are a relatively cheap option. They come in at $2.21 a pound. You might want to shut your ears for this, but I remember back when I was building my home gym, weight plates you could be found very easily on the secondhand markets for under $1 a pound. What? But unfortunately, that's just not the case anymore. If you are looking for simply the cheapest of the cheapest options, you're gonna be working out in your basement, you don't care what the weights look like or sound like, then you could probably get away with just going with cast iron plates, and you can find them on the secondhand markets for a significantly reduced cost as well. One thing I will say about buying cheap weights is just make sure that the weight tolerances are pretty accurate, so your 45-pound plate doesn't actually weigh 38 pounds. We are going to be going with two 45s, two 25s, and two 10-pound plates. That is going to give us 160 pounds of weight to get started with, which is an excellent starting point. All in all, there are a lot of ifs, ands, or buts when it comes to buying weight plates, but to keep it simple, make sure that you're buying the plate that caters to your style of training, find a plate that's in your budget, and 3, just make sure you find something high quality enough to offer decent durability and accurate weight tolerances. Now with those essential pieces for our home gym covered, we can now start working out from home and start following a program that's based around the barbell movements. Nice. With all that equipment that we talked about today, it's going to come in at a total of $1,052. Now I'm sure everybody looks at that number differently. So what we did, we actually had another poll on our Instagram talking about what is that ideal, most common budget when people refer to a budget home gym. So here are the results of that poll. To my surprise, they were on the higher end of north of $2,500, which I thought, again, that was a little bit high. So when designing this home gym, we tried to keep it around $1,000 to $1,500. And I think we did that. Now to accommodate those people that are looking to spend a little bit more money, we're actually going to show you the next steps in what I would buy after these essential pieces here. It might be a great idea to look at getting some more weights. 160 pounds is a great starting point, but it's probably not gonna last you very long. I would recommend getting some 1.25s and 2.5 pound plates, as well as some 5s. These are gonna be perfect for those small incremental gains. On top of that, it might be a good idea to just look at getting some more 45 pound plates as well. One piece that debatably should have been on the earlier list, and that's gonna be spotter arms for your squat stand. This is really important just for your safety. As we talked about earlier, 90% of us are working out in our home gyms alone, making spotter arms very crucial for your home gym. Since I forgot these, I've listed a few options in the description that I would recommend looking at. There's gonna be some options down there that fit specifically with this 2" by 3" squat stand that we have here. If you're looking to add some conditioning to your home gym, a simple skipping rope is an excellent solution to do that. Very cost effective and takes up no space whatsoever. If you're sick of using the barbell all the time, it might be worth looking at getting a pair or two of dumbbells or kettlebells. These are gonna add a lot of versatility to your home gym. I would recommend getting a pair of 20s or 35s to start with. Speaking of versatility, it might be an okay option to look at getting some cables. There are several DIY options out there that allow you to hook up a cable to a weight pin and you can start working out on a cable machine from home. If cables aren't your thing, something that I highly recommend for most home gyms is getting some resistance bands. These are awesome in terms of versatility and come in at a very budget-friendly price point. My last recommendation might be a landmine setup. These are relatively cost effective and could be done yourself if you really wanted to as well. With that said, those are a couple of the next steps that I would look at doing after getting the essential pieces for our home gym. So who is IronAx Fitness? They are a company here out of Canada, which I originally found through Treadmill Factory. Treadmill Factory is a Canadian company that I'm sure you've probably heard of if you've looked up any sort of home gym equipment. You've probably stumbled across their website. I was initially told that the IronAx line is a home gym inspired line of equipment that has some really, decent and commercial-like features. The IronAx XB1 flat bench has been a staple here in our home gym, just simply because everything is so heavy duty in here and overbuilt. Moving this bench around is like a breath of fresh air. We absolutely love using it, and it has been a much more realistic option for those of you who are looking to build a gym in your home. The IronAx XS1 squat stand has been an excellent addition to our home gym as well. We have mainly been using this as a secondary lifting option. We have several people that work out here in our gym, so it's nice to be able to accommodate another lifter if we need to do so. Now lastly, the IronAx barbell comes in at $200, which is pretty tough to beat. With that said, I think that there are a couple different options that might offer a better value. Like we talked about earlier, maybe something from Synergy Fitness or even something like Bells of Steel. I think that spending $50 or $100 more than you'd like to on a barbell would really go a long way. With that said, that is going to wrap up today's video. This was a very difficult video in the sense that what's best for somebody might not be best for other people. So a lot of time and effort and thought really went into this video. So if you found any value in it, I would really appreciate any feedback, any comments that you guys have. That would be excellent. With that said, my name is Corbin with Home Gyms Canada. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you around here sometime soon.